to learn to be patient and let things be and let them play out. I think
it's not my job to take myself out of a job interview or selection process. Like basically that I shouldn't overthink applying to a job if something seemed interesting to me.
It was Holly, HIPPENSTEEL, who told me that, you know, it's not my place to ever eliminate myself from the process. And I really took that to heart. It's very simple.
Kind of make it count. I guess that the general theme of, you know, when you're doing something, making sure that it's like you're giving your all.
One of the best pieces of advice I've gotten is to focus on things that matter and not allow yourself to get overwhelmed with all the clutter that exists, but really hone in on the things that will actually make an impact.
He said, some people put all of their eggs in one basket, but you put one egg in every basket, and you need to pick a basket.
I think one of the best pieces of advice that I've received, and I think this is good for work, and it's also good for just life, you know, is that you can't take yourself too seriously. You can't take everything too seriously. You kind of have to decide, you know, what are the things that are most important to you, and things that are, you know, not that, you know, sometimes letting them slide a little bit, not fighting as hard for every tiny little thing, so that when there is something that comes up that's really, you know, mission critical for you, your voice is heard a little bit more. People know you're really invested in that thing.
Being concise is an art form and appreciated.
When you make a mistake, own it, learn from it, and know you'll get up and go on tomorrow.
One of the most memorable things that my dad has said to me was on my first day of college was, if you don't work hard now, you'll work even harder later. And that is something that has always stuck with me.
So when I lived in Chile, I lived with a family and I've become really close with them. And my tia, like I would call her tia, like aunt, would always tell me that you have to connect your head to your heart. So don't make decisions fully with your head, don't make decisions fully with your heart. They have to be connected.
treat people equally, be fair to everyone.
I think sometimes not holding people in too high of esteem or expecting too much from them, because you sort of play scenarios out in your head and then are more likely to be let down, but sort of calibrating what you expect from other people versus what you expect from yourself.
Just understanding that people's identities are complex and that you owe it to people to really get to know who they are as people and what their experience has been before you try to make decisions on how you can best help them.
It's important to live your life with a sense of selfishness, which is counterintuitive, but if you love the thing that you do, then that's the magic you're supposed to put out in the world.
Sometimes it's not what you achieve, but it really is about the journey that gets you to where you ultimately end up. And that came from one of my sorority advisors, actually. And I appreciate that because I can't say that I'm an overachiever, but I am someone who wants to have success or to help people be empowered to have success. And then really it's not about what it is you're striving toward, it's actually how you're striving.
Closed mouths don't get fed.
To be undeniably yourself. Being somebody else is somebody else's place in this world, not yours. And so I think that has really resonated with me and stuck with me for a long time.